The start of a new year is a chance to push reset on a lot of things in life. As human beings, we enjoy looking forward. As watch enthusiasts, we are no exception. With less than 3 months to go before Watches and Wonders open their gates in Geneva, rumours will soon start flying, an exciting period. It can also be a tense time. Will your dream watch be discontinued or perhaps undergo design modifications? In today's video, I'll name a few watches which you should consider purchasing while you still can. Let's go. Alright, I'm Cohan and I have prepared a list for you guys, a wish list if you will, a list of watches you should get now, before they get discontinued or mocked up and skyrocket in price. A couple of years back, I considered acquiring a Rolex Air King. The guy asked for between $6,000 and $7,000. I turned it down, mostly because of the size, but it still made me aware of a few things. Rolex prices kept rising on the secondary market, and rumours started getting thrown around about the Air King as a model line that was about to be dropped from the catalogue in 2022. As a result, prices got slightly higher. Will we experience a similar story with today's first watch, or will it actually get discontinued? On the far right of the Rolex homepage, we find the Rolex Milgauss. With roots from 1956, it made its entrance for people working in magnetic fields which could disturb the watch movement. Today, most watches are just as magnetic resistant as the Milgauss, but it still carries its heritage and will remain as one of Rolex's odd classics. I had a moment at my local grocery store, I guess you might have too. Meeting someone like-minded where you glance at each other's wrists and go, "Nice watch," while at the same time taking it off to get ready for a quick swap. This guy carried the black dial reference 116400GV. A watch I never paid much attention to. The exact reason why he chose it? To limit the attention of the "if you know, you knows." A bit thick, but a much more noteworthy watch than I imagined. But if you like its current design, get it now. It's one of 2 Rolex professional models still carrying an 11 reference. The Milgauss has housed the 3131 since 2007. The same year it introduced its characteristic green sapphire crystal. Coming in at just below 10k, I find it a bit pricey for a 3-hander, but I love to see it on other people. If you know, you know. The Daytona is the other professional watch still showing an 11 reference, but my estimation is that they will keep the changes within the case, as the Explorer 2. Side note, the Daytona turns 60 this year. Yep, anticipate changes to both the Daytona and the Milgauss in 2023. The Daytona is one of Rolex's most popular models, with the GMT Master 2 giving it a tight race. Rolex just released the black and green 126720VTNR in 2022. But seeing how they discontinued half the colourways on the Oyster Perpetual after just a short spell on the market, it wouldn't surprise me if they decided to make twists on the GMT Master 2, perhaps following in the Submariner's footsteps. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment on what you expect or hope Rolex to do this year. As a rookie on the platform, I would be extremely thankful as it helps the channel a lot. Let's jump to Rolex's little brother before finishing off with their rival, at least by tradition. Tudor Black Bay 36. Hands down one of the best watches I ever owned, and I'll tell you why when I review it. When I buy it for the 3rd time sometime in the near future. At first I found the dive style dial without a dive bezel a fragment too quirky, but then I started falling for the Explorer 1. This was and still is the best alternative to the Rolex Explorer 1 in my book. At some point I couldn't understand how I could justify the price gap between the two, but eventually you get bit by the bug. The design of the Black Bay 36 offered the same vibe. The Rolex glare from the dial, a magnificent bracelet, a clean and symmetrical look withstanding 150 meters water resistance, a perfect tool watch, but at the same time go anywhere, do anything watch. In 2022, Tudor improved their two-tone versions by upgrading the movement to their own in-house MT5400. They also removed the characteristic smiley-formed self-winding text on the dial, as well as withdrawing 50-meter water resistance. They also added a fourth case size. That's right, you guessed it, 39mm. Speaking in January 2023, the Black Bay 36 just made a price jump, but can still be brought on the second-hand market at a great price. Eventually the smiley will be straightened out, the text edited and the movement change, and it might happen this year, upgrades that obviously will give the watch a whopping leap in price. If you're not bothered by the ever faithful ETA, go get it now. Last one up is the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra. My preference being the 38mm, that'll be the one I choose to talk about in today's video. In 2022, Omega did, as almost every other brand, follow in Rolex's path by releasing colourful models of a semi-popular model line. Yes, Rolex wasn't the first watch brand to do colours, but they were followed this time as the presentations done by other brands were truly similar to Rolex's. Personally, I didn't find the new Aqua Terras very intriguing. The Aqua Terra was my first watch purchase above 5k. I loved the teak dial, the 150-meter water resistance, the coaxial movement and everything else about the watch. A lot of details which gave the watch its own identity, a trait I value. I like colourful watches, so at first I was captivated, but the removal of the teak dial as well as giving the flat links on the bracelet a more president vibe made it a deal breaker for me. I asked my local AD about the Aqua Terra watches. He told me that Omega, for now, was planning on keeping both designs, but you never know. Thanks for following all the way to the end. I'm Cohan and would love a comment, like or subscription. Have a nice week.